entered my mind. It was just wanting to be healthy. We used to say we want to live long, healthy lives. And it was in 2015, though, a friend of ours that we had met owns a gym, and he asked me or suggested to me that I should compete. So I decided to go for it. A small local show here, and from there it just kind of spiraled. I just realized what kind of shape I can get into, and I just really enjoyed it more as time goes on. And at this point, I just don't want to stop really. I know how important it is for long term health, preventing dementia, Alzheimer's, and just overall balance as you age, that sort of thing. So I don't see myself stopping anytime soon.
Well, like I said, that thing about fitness is it really helps with the things, the issue with the body. Some people think there's some easy ways to do it, but it's never an easy way to get in better shape. I can tell you from experience because I was pretty much about 500 pounds. That was like about 6 years ago. Because I spent the last 6 of my years of my life taking care of my mom,
Oh, wow.
and yeah, because I put myself to the side. I take care of her because she was going through stuff like dementia. She was going through, she has a series of seizures back to back, seemed like it. And then when she died, I just had this like, what I'm doing now? I don't got anything else to do. Nobody else to take care of but myself. So I started,
I don't know if you
doing
can
little
hear
stuff
me,
like,
but you kind of cut out. Your screen went a little dark. I'm trying to read what it
wait,
says here.
wait, see what's going on.
Having trouble
Uh,
connecting. It's caused by internet. My Wi-Fi
uh,
looks strong, so I'm not
it
sure what's going on here.
might be something
Let's
with my
see.
Wi-Fi. It's kind of funny.
Hold on, I'm gonna
Can you
have to
still hear
mess up
me?
my camera. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. Uh, I'm looking right now. It might be something on your end because I know I'm right now. Look at the screen on my YouTube channel. I'm still look like I'm going.
I switched
So
Wi-Fi networks, so I'm not sure what the issue is.
it's a thing about. So let's give it a moment, folks, and she'll figure it out. It's anything with technology. Once we start getting good, some shit happens. Folks, here we got here a comment here from one of our
I'm
guests.
just gonna
Here,
wait
this is my
and hope that
yeah.
it comes back.
Yeah. Here goes my man KL the Wanderer. He says, good evening. Good evening to you too, brother. So let's give her a minute and let her come back. As I was saying again, as you know, this week is we're almost next week to start the peak week for Chicago Pro, which is
Yes.
one of the biggest shows in the world. Now, like I said again with myself, I started doing little stuff here and there. I ain't trying to be a bodybuilder, but I try to get myself in better shape than I was before because it's tough
Yeah,
dieting and trying to find those right things to help you in your process.
it is. I mean, there are so many different schools of thought for it too, and so many different ways of training. Yeah, you just kind of have to pick what works for you and what you enjoy doing.
hmm So, what was that experience like in your first show? What was that?
It was pretty cool. I was pretty shy as far as being on stage, so that was a new thing to me. I had a job where I talked to people and clients all the time, and that wasn't an issue. But getting out there on stage in the bikini and the heels took some getting used to. But overall, I enjoyed it enough that I did another one like 6 months later. So I would say it hooked me.
Well, I think with a lot of people, it's just something different about doing this because you're pretty much about butt naked. You
Yeah,
got a bunch of people staring at you, and it can be nerve wracking. I have heard different stories. Like some ladies might get a little sippy sip so they be able to handle the stress of it. Some might get scared and nervous. I mean, I've seen ladies who have fainted on stage because it's so
yeah.
extreme. This bodybuilding sport.
Yeah, most definitely. And when I started in figure. So I was wearing heels. And even up until last summer, I competed in figure. So that makes it a little bit different too. So I never wanted to have a sippy sip then because I thought, oh gosh, I'll fall down wearing the heels. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to see the way different people handle it. But, when you realize everyone else back there is mostly naked, it kind of, that fear or concern, I should say, goes away. So I got used to that pretty quickly.
Yeah, the thing is, you got to get adjusted to it because this is something you do not as a hobby, and you know what, you have to learn all the nuances of it, especially when it comes to the training and also how you walk and doing. As you know, in figure wellness and bikini, those are, as I call them, the high heel divisions or the TNA divisions, because it's a different presentation compared to physique and women's bodybuilding, where they get to walk wear barefooted. I have quite a few stories they tell me that when they switch from figure to physique, they say, I'm glad I got those high heels. I just kick this clop poppers off. I'm happy.
That is so true. And I did compete in physique in 2019, and I remember I was really happy about that. And I like the poses a lot better as well. And over time, it just seemed that bodybuilding was more of a natural fit for me. So this will be the first time I'm competing in bodybuilding at all.
First time. Oh, so
Yeah.
you're not new to this, are you?
No, not new to competing, just new to competing in a bodybuilding division, I should say. Um,
Yeah.
and I had qualified to compete for a pro card in the past, and I just hadn't done that. Like I never entered a show to do that. I was just really competing as a goal, kind of just to keep myself busy and going and motivated. But finally decided, you know what? I'm not getting any younger. It's time. I should go for it. And originally I was going to compete in physique, but they didn't offer a pro card opportunity in Chicago. And I thought it'd be really great to be able to compete in Chicago with Keith and Tina. Sorry, don't tell her I said that. Um, Keith and Tina. And so when Keith brought up the Miss International, I thought, okay, what the heck? I'll just go for it.
Yeah.
So
Because so again, Michigan National has been around for a long time. It was originally Olympia qualifier, and people who won that title, like people like Iris Kyle, who was 7-time champion, Yagdina King, Vicky Gates, Laura Craval. You know, it was the secondary best title outside the Miss Olympia for women bodybuilders. But we all know what happened about 2013. Arnold, he kicked it out of this show because originally it predated Young Soldier Classic, but because of money and politics and all that other crap, it was pushed out. And now we don't even have women's physique or figure at the Arnold Classic. Here somebody called me, show me Savannah's. And she says this, she says, you look amazing, Margie. Laura L. Is that a friend of yours?
I don't know. Laura L. I mean, I know some Lauras with an L last name, so I don't know.
Yeah, well,
And for
appreciate it for knowing
sure, I
too.
don't know the Show Me Savannah's part. So,
Well, that's probably her YouTube. That's a YouTube
yeah.
tag. It's not like mine's. It's All the Way George Page. My name is George MacArthur, but I go by All the Way George Page. So, when
Yeah, so
did
I
you
just
meet?
don't know anyone with that. I mean, that I'm aware of that has that name, but I don't doubt it. But thank you, regardless. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I might reach out to you, let you know. So,
Yeah.
when did you meet Keith, and how long y'all been working together?
I met Keith through a mutual friend. So, a friend that I met through bodybuilding. Actually, the first person that suggested I ever, I compete, um, was friends with this guy. And so that friend ultimately, though, introduced Mark and I to Keith. And that's probably been 3, maybe 4 years ago. Um, so I worked with Keith over the last couple of years, and I had a rotator cuff surgery in May of 2020. So it took me a couple of years really to get myself back, my body responding the way it needed to, and to get my shoulders to match again. So Keith has really helped guide me, and it's really been nice having someone with his experience and his knowledge. So yeah, I just met him through a mutual friend.
Well, that's good because I met, years ago when I first started my channel, I interviewed both Keith and Tina. And Keith's been through a lot. I call him my big brother. He's been through a lot.
He has.
And he came back last year where he went back with his old trainer, Melody Speckle. As you know, everybody heard Melody's going some she's not doing so well, but we're hoping and praying she gets a little better. I had also pleasure to interview the lovely Miss Speckle. And he wanted to make this his last hurrah because he's shooting for maybe possibly going to Olympia or possibly even going to Master Olympia if not this year, because I think the deadline ends maybe by I think a week after next for Olympia for Master Olympia.
Yeah, I wasn't sure of the deadline, so okay.
Yeah. So and he wants to qualify. I think I think he's already qualified. I believe. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, I mean he's a great guy. He reached out to me a while back, said, "Hey, you want to do a little something with me?" I said, "Cool. Have you on and We do a little podcast every Monday. We talk about stuff going on in bodybuilding. You give me some knowledge, and we share some things. And really, it's I found it's a good relationship. And also Tina and the kids. You mentioned earlier you went to a softball game for Kansas.
Yeah,
I'm proud of little Kansas.
she is
She's
amazing. Oh my gosh.
yeah, she's growing up. She can be bigger than mama and daddy. She ain't
She's
careful.
so tall. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
talent.
anyway, yeah. So anyway, you say you were dealing with a rotator cuff, and that really sidelined you for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty wild too how it happened because I didn't have an actual injury. I just, I think over time it just kind of wore down. I had some bone spurs, but ultimately, I just was doing a close grip bench and I'm like, oh, take this. And Mark's like, you can do that weight. I'm like, I know, but take it. And so they couldn't figure out what it was. I passed all the tests that said it's not rotator cuff. So then they did an MRI and found out that it was severely torn. And I ended up with eight anchors and one screw. So it's just one of those things. And I just have done whatever I could to get back to quote unquote normal.
Yeah, I can tell you, I've been through like right now. I have arthritis in both my knees. I went to a specialist, gave me a shot. I said I was worried about might to get a knee replacement, but said, "Nah." He said, "You're
Oh,
fine with stuff.
wow.
It's just you got some arthritis in your knees. It's like one of my knees like nearly bone on bone, and also I think I have issues with my shoulder. It's just we're getting older. The body's wearing down. And we're doing these things, and especially you being a competitive bodybuilder, it can be some side effects to it.
Isn't that the truth? I tell you.
Yeah.
Uh, but knees, I've heard, are hard to recover. I hope you don't have to have the knee
Well,
replacement.
I'm thinking about me give me some gel shots so that because I
Oh,
know
yeah.
the last chiropractor and the last orthopedic was giving me gel shots. That did help. And one thing, trying to lose weight because you know what, like you said, right now at 405, that's pretty good compared to almost 500.
Yeah, it's
And
amazing.
it's a process. I'm not, but one thing is sometimes things still, like when I get home, I had a sub sandwich and I ate some cookies and I ain't trying to be a bodybuilder, but I ain't trying to be smart in my eating. We have here comment. Here's my man Damon J coming through. Damon, how you doing, brother? He says, hello to the special guest Margie, and also he says, she's not related to Tamara Vaughn, is she? No, no relation to Tamara Vaughn.
No,
Tamara Vaughn, that is an IFBB fitness Olympian. So now when you said your other job was talking to people, what's your job and what's that about?
my job, um, and hi to your friend who commented there. Um, I'm a relationship manager for financial services company, so it's really not all that exciting, but I really enjoy it. And my group of clients are alternative investment companies, so we help support the servicing of their customers.
So it's kind of like almost like HR in a way, but you're like the HR love or something like that.
Yeah, kind of. And kind of like a consultant too. Like, yeah, we can do this for you. We can't do that for you. And maybe, and kind of just working with all of the support teams to make sure that we're doing what we need to for the clients and make sure they're happy, um, both their customers and the clients themselves, the alternative investment companies. So, yeah, it's a kind of a jack of all trades. You have to have a little bit of knowledge about everything we do for them.
Yeah, the thing is that the financial world it can be a slippery slope, especially dealing with people. People, money, businesses is tough. And then on top of this, you're committed to bodybuilding because this is a sport you can't be, excuse my language, man, half-ass on.
That is so true. And, you hate to kind of explain that to certain people at work because they don't want to hear it. They don't get it. They don't understand that at this point in prep, I'm feeling a certain way, so I just power through it and just do my thing. But yeah, it's pretty interesting because not a lot of people have experience in this whole process.
Yeah, I think, as I said this quite often, the everyday person, they look at bodybuilders like, all you got to do is take steroids and lift a lot of weights, and
Yeah.
that's about it. But here's the thing: is I've often been told, performance enhancers, steroids, whatever you use, it's only a small percentage of it, very small. If you're not consistent on your diet, if you're not consistent in your training, if you're not persistent in what you do, you can take all the stuff you can take. But you're not going to look like what you look like because of just using that. You have to it involves everything from your diet to your training to rest to recovery. There's so much more in it. There's
Yeah.
no shortcuts. You can't be half-assed. Here we got here a comment here. We have a guest, and this is Chris Sutton, or a lovely lady,
Oh,
Christina
Christina.
Sutton.
Yay.
Yes,
Hey,
is hi,
Christina.
hi, Margie. Hello, George. Hey, Christina. I had a pleasure interviewing Christina. Like, was like a couple of weeks after she did USA's, I think it was USA Masters, and she didn't get a pro card, but I think she tried to shoot me this year. Let's wish her best of luck.
She's amazing.
Also,
She'll do it.
yes, yeah. Also, we have here my man David J says, George, I don't know if you heard that, but did you see that you were trying to be a bodybuilder? No, I said not trying to be a bodybuilder. I mean, it just I couldn't wait. She'll come back in a minute, folks. Just a little connection problem. I
Yeah.
couldn't, yeah, I couldn't do the diet. It's too extreme for me. I mean, I try to eat a little healthy, but still, I like certain things. It's like certain things that taste good, sweet, salty, a little greasy, but still, I
I
try to
like
be
those
smart.
things.
But you can't be having it, especially you got my man Big Keith as your coach. Say, hey, what you doing with this shit? You ain't supposed to eat this shit.
Yeah, no. I
Yeah,
almost made a joke to him today about can I have a donut, but I decided it's probably better not to even say it because he might get worried.
yeah. Well, like I said, I think he understands. But anybody at this point. Now, you talk about your husband. How long y'all been together, and when did y'all meet?
We've been together 34 years, married 31. So, yeah, we met. I might be a year off here and there. For sure, married 31. So we met in 1990, I think. So, um, got married in 94. And see, I'm totally aging myself. That's why I decided now's the time. I better go for a pro card if I'm going to do it. So, um, we met at a bar. So that's always a fun story because, people think that doesn't always work out, but it's worked out for us. Um, just doing what we can to enjoy ourselves, enjoy life, stay healthy, live a long time.
And what does he do when is he also into bodybuilding himself?
He is. He's had a couple of back surgeries and two total hip replacements, so he's had some down times. But as far as working out, he's never stopped that, even when he's limping because he needs a new hip. He always helps me. We always work out together. People are always asking, "How do you work out with your wife?" or "How do you work out with your husband?" And we just do it. I mean, we're not perfect. We might have a spat here and there, but it never lasts. And it's just it's really nice to have somebody to go with. It makes it a little bit easier sometimes when you don't want to. If one, feels like not going, the other one will go. It will want to go. So we just motivate each other, and it's pretty fun. It's just nice. He's been doing the diet with me this whole time too. So he's competed a couple of times. I think he's going to again next spring. So that'll be my time to support him. He's doing anything he can to support me now.
Well, that's good because you know what? I like people like, for example, like Tina and Keith, who are both bodybuilders. They were prepped at the same time last year when he did the Legion and she did the Grand Prix in Anaheim. And I know quite a few couples. One's an amateur, one a pro. Sometimes both pros, both are amateurs. And it's good to have that support. It can be tough, especially like you might be, dieting together and you say, "What you doing for me for? What you on
Yeah.
that prep brain?" But the thing is, it's good to have that support. Like, and it's hard, especially for a woman, to deal with how people view them. Like you talk about how your coworkers don't understand. What about your family and friends?
My family's kind of accepted it now. I remember when I first started, one time my mom was over here and I was super lean. I was like, I'm prepping. Um, she was like, "Are you sure this is healthy?" I'm like, "Mom, I'm eating broccoli and chicken and rice. Yeah, it's healthy." So they finally got used to it. They all tell me they wish they had my dedication. But I have inspired, I feel like, a few people over time, but not necessarily my family. They just think, "Oh, that's Margie. That's Margie's thing. That's what she does." But I feel very happy and proud that there are some friends and people I've just met along the way too that have been motivated to start becoming more healthy because of me and ask my advice. And I'm no expert, but I do my best to give the best advice I can.
Well, that's good because you know what? People always looking for something, especially understanding what they need to do, especially get in better shape, get a help. I know most people may not understand it because, because it's something different. It's very extreme bodybuilding. And especially, I have heard stories with ladies where they talk about how their parents don't understand that they don't want to talk about it. One lady told me her dad loves it. He supports her. My mom says, "Sweetheart, I don't want you to get so manly. I don't want to get so."
Yeah.
Or you might have the flip side where dad might say, "Hey, I already got a boy. I don't need another boy. I don't want you to be looking like your brothers." But it's good that your family stand by. They don't have to like what they do, but it's not them. It's for you. We have here a comment from a man, Damon J. Shout out to Damon. He says this. He says, the athletes appreciate our support regardless. Thank you, brother. They do, because they truly do. Also, he
Yeah,
says this.
absolutely.
He says, Margie is IB Pro, correct? No, not yet. She's going to be tempting for a pro card this weekend, this Saturday at the Miss International
Uh,
Party Chicago Pro.
mhm.
Yeah. Also, or is she the trying to get a pro card? Like I said, yes, she's trying to get a pro card.
Yep.
So this is thing about bodybuilding. There's so much work to it, and the diet, the consistency. Are there times we feel like, why am I doing this? I could just why don't I eat some bonbons and
Yeah.
chill out and watch TV?
Once in a while, you do have those times, especially on prep when it's toward the end and you're thinking, I'm tired of going to the grocery store and not buying anything yummy. But it's so worth it. Then, you see your progress, you see your results, and you feel like, okay, this is why I'm doing it. I'm happy doing it. And I want to mention real quickly the Laura L. I did know who that was, and I saw a message from her pop up to me. So, hi, Laura, and thank you.
Oh, well, welcome. We thank you, Laura. So, folks, while we get her here, we got Margie here. Margie, that's another name. I know Margie. I'm a fan of Margie Marvelous Martin. She IFB Pro, female bodybuilder, big fan of hers. So, what we're going to do, folks, while we got Margie here, we're going to jump into her social media. You want to follow her or link to the description of this live. Reach out. These ladies can use support because it's most definitely needed for this bodybuilder because this sport can be a lot for anybody. But, guys, and Margie, I don't say this to offend you. I say this as a disclaimer to guys out there. Guys, no D pics.
Oh,
Stop it.
yeah.
Get some help. I know you guys out there, you love these plump, muscular women, but no one want to see your Tom Thumb. No one want to see your baby leg, where whatever it is. Hey, we don't want to see that. She got a husband. I don't think he wants to see that. He would say, "What's this? Who see that shit to my wife?" I mean, what the hell? I mean, listen, So, folks, be respectful. We chat genuine interest. So, we jump out here on her IG, and here she is, smiling with my big brother here, Mr. Big Keith Williams, competing next weekend at Chicago Pro. Yeah, get the two fists there. Yeah, I pick on and say, like he had that hair, and stuff his hair. I call him the Black Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, and he's incredible. He's looking amazing right now, too. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's ready.
and here
Tina
she is.
is too.
Yeah, I mean, here's a little kitties. Which kids to get? Who's the little kitties?
Yeah, that's little Kobe. So that's the thing. You are going to see, if you're on my social media, you're going to see a lot of cat posts. I'm sorry, but I don't have kids. So,
Oh, yeah, that's all right. I don't have kids either, so I know out of my siblings, me and my she was the third oldest girl, but she was my oldest sister. She was the baby girl of the family. She had no kids. She had poodles. That was her kids. I ain't have no interest in dogs or anything like that. I'm fine without kids or animals. So, who's this lovely lady with you?
oh, that's my good friend Rhonda. We
Uh,
were hanging out, decided, oh, we were actually, I know for that one, we were celebrating her husband got a promotion to sergeant for Kansas
oh,
Police Department. So,
oh. So her husband's a cop.
yeah, we know a few of
Uh,
those.
yeah, I know. I've quite ladies who have been who work in the law enforcement, and here it is with her. Y'all, Kansas City fans, aren't y'all?
Yes, we are. We like
How you
going to
feel?
the game.
How you feel about the Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah, we don't have to talk about that. I
All
was
right,
like, what is going on here? This makes no sense, but it is
I
what it is. They
I
did
know
great
my
overall during the season. So,
yeah, I know my man. He's my brother. And him and the kids to go to the Super Bowl. He's some more with the kitty cat with the
yeah.
fire. That's so cute. I
Yeah,
know,
when you're on prep, you don't have much to do but take pictures of your cats.
Yeah, this is one the raccoon, the squirrel. That's cute.
Yeah, that was a sad situation, so we don't have to talk about it.
All right, I won't mention it here. And this is your man here. What's his name?
Yeah, Mark. So that
Mark.
was like
Hey, Mark.
one of his first days of school, probably. It's kind of small.
He's a you're like he's like a little kid saying, "My first day of school, mommy, can you take the picture?"
Yeah, once in a while. Well, once in a while, I make him do that for me. I don't do it every school year, but once in a while, it's fun.
Oh, he's a teacher.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, I don't know if I think I forgot to mention that before. He is a school teacher.
All right, listen. Well, thank you for our teachers because you know what they teach our young and our children. You know,
Yeah,
me not appreciate them when we were younger, but we appreciate it now because you know we get education. And here she moved with the
that,
cats. There's a lady. She's a friend of mine. Her name is Lisa Sege. She's from Australia. She's a figure pro. She was Ivy pro, but she retired. She loves her cats. So I call her the cat lady. I pick on her. She has a little boy, but she has a bunch of cats. But yeah, I think
okay. I call myself that.
yeah, everybody has the things about it. I know you and Mark have a good relationship, and these cats are your children, you're your family, and
Yeah.
it's good that you found something that you love. If you don't have children, I know plenty of people who out there are, you know, me. Like I said again, I grew up in a big family. There was like, counting my, I have three older sisters. I have
Oh,
an older brother. My father had a son before he married my mom, and I had a older brother, but he passed away a long time ago. I have a younger brother and also have a half sister, and I don't even see her that much, but it's good that those cats are part of your family.
yeah. That's a pretty large family too that you have.
Yeah. And the thing is, you don't have to worry about them, going to college and paying for anything. Hey, they just, just make sure you feed them.
That's true. I feel like they're a little pricey sometimes anyway, but you're right. There are some benefits.
Yeah. Well, we wait with Mark.
Oh no, some friends are here downstairs at our pool, so
Oh,
they're
that's
leaving.
cool.
So I was just waving by.
All right. Tell them, say hello, and thank you. Now, like Keith said to you, try to Miss International. There's a
Yeah.
couple other shows you could have tried, but do what was that the reason? Because I know he said he wants you to do. Because I know when he a while back, one of his clients, Bruce, turned
Oh
pro.
yeah, yeah. I know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He turned pro at the North Americans. You feel like this possibly, especially with Keith being a good luck charm, your opportunity to become IB pro.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, so originally I was going to go to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and compete in physique for my pro card. And, Mark and I were just talking. Actually, Mark and Keith were talking, and that's where it came about that it would be nice if we were in Chicago with them because they were competing the same weekend. And then Keith brought up the Miss International opportunity. He's like, Margie could be a middleweight. She could do bodybuilding and compete for her pro card rather than us going all the way to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, um, to compete in physique. So it just seemed like a great opportunity. I just to be there when they're there and have the support of my coach there at the same time I'm there.